Right, episode 2. Still don't know what to call it, but anyway, we'll move on from there. We'll come up with some cool intro and all that sort of stuff later on down the track. But for now, we've got I got heaps of questions. Facebook, what was it? Even Snapchat, a few emails, text messages, calls, plenty of questions. And I'm trying to get back to everyone. But basically, I've chosen 3 that I thought were sort of worked with each other. First one being one that was commented on the actual post I put up, which was, why a specialist like myself over a local agent? Realistically, like when you really got to trust the person you're employing to sell your house, be it the way he does it, just the relationship you have in the past. Don't just go for the cheapest because it's just one of those things, you pay for what you get. But really, there's stuff I can do that they can't, there's stuff they can do that I can't in terms of a local agent as such. Like for example, I can, they sort of deem me, they'll work, local agents will work with me to get me out of the area quicker than a local agent will with another local agent. So for example, I can call 5 or 6, 10 agents in the area and say, look, I've got a property, it's a 4x2, would you have anyone interested in coming and having a look before we even go to market? Local agents tend to sort of be competing with each other all the time, so depending on the area and the different agents, but sometimes they don't tend to get along too well with each other. And the other thing is, I'm really in an area just to get an outcome, the best outcome I can, because in the end, I've got to travel, I've got to invest my own time and money into doing home opens. I'm not just walking across the road to stand there for half an hour on a Saturday and then walk across the road to the next one for half an hour on a Saturday. I've actually got to travel to the properties and make sure I'm doing what I can to make sure I get the best outcome. And the best outcomes typically in the first 4, probably in today's market, 4 to 8 weeks. Other than that, then you go stale and you just really got to assess whether or not now's the time to be selling. And it's a hard word that not a lot of agents like doing. And it is really tricky to sort of take money out of my pocket, I guess, that potentially could be in my pocket, and say, hey, why don't we come off the market? It's not going to happen for what you want. The other question I got was, why do I have to pay for marketing as in the seller? It's sort of hard to answer. Basically, there's two things that sort of come to mind for me. Firstly, you want an agent that's in the mind frame of getting the best outcome he can possible. When an agent has to hold money for marketing, it doesn't necessarily become about getting the best outcome, it becomes just getting an outcome. And even if the agency is sort of holding the money and he's doing his thing, and then his director or his licensee saying, hey, have you sold that one yet? Because we've just invested 200 to something grand in the marketing, and it's obviously money that's just gone basically, and needs to be held until settlement and whatnot. So then it becomes a sort of situation where the agent's not necessarily getting the best outcome, but just getting an outcome because he's got pressure from his licensee to sort of get an outcome. So it's just something to keep in mind when an agent, when you are paying for marketing. And the other thing is the best analogy I sort of came across was in a training course not too long ago, and was basically if you imagine going to a car mechanic and you basically you get your labour component on the invoice and then you get your parts component on the invoice. As an agent, pretend we're the mechanic and we're rebuilding your engine, and effectively what we're doing is we're building your engine, selling your home, and we just the labour component is free until you are absolutely dead set certain and happy with the way the car's running. Up until then, basically the labour's free, but we just need some help with the parts that are required to get it, basically sold or running smoothly. So it's very important, again, the mind frame of the agent, as well as, they just, basically we just need a bit of help to, basically get the car running or get that sale. And the other thing was, I was asked by someone, I can't remember who it was why hasn't my house sold? Basically, if you've selected the right agent that you're happy with and is doing everything he can or she can to sort of get the best outcome possible, and you've done a really good professional tailor-made marketing plan, it just comes down to price. And again, it's a discussion a lot of agents, a lot of real estate people, trying to avoid, because it is a really hard thing to sort of go through with someone. because you obviously set a very, not a very high, but you set an expectation, and once you actually hit the market, it's just realistically you've got to make adjustments to suit the market, and if you're not willing to make adjustments or you're not willing to meet the market, it's like fishing off a jetty and the hook's not even in the water, which can make it hard to catch a fish when your hook's not even in the water. So again, the same training course, and I should really be quoting the person I was listening to, and I probably will in the comments, but their one was basically, I can't remember it now. When we assess the property, when you sort of come to us and say, hey, I want to know how much my house will sell for, you got to imagine driving down a road and you're pricing the house looking in the rearview mirror. You're looking at what's currently on the market, what's currently sold, what's recently sold, but it's looking in the rearview mirror. Once you're actually on the market and you're looking at the front windscreen, that's when you need to make adjustments to make sure you're on track to getting the best outcome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So any questions, be sure to email me, text me, Facebook me, Snapchat me, Twitter me, Instagram me, all those sort of stuff. And I'll be sure to get back to you. If not in the video, I'll definitely be messaging it back to you. Private messaging back to you, getting back to everyone as quickly as possible. It's just been just inundated with requests and questions and advice. But yeah, if I can help you at all, please let me know. I'm here to add value. And if you haven't read it yet, I definitely recommend people read the book, The Go-Giver. Pretty sure, or The Go-Giver's Sell Model. Something. Anyway, again, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'll see you next week.